All right. Boom. We're back with another episode of the Move Well podcast. We're back in the studio here. A little bit of a different setup yet again. I got my own camera. Of course, I got my two podcast minions. Have to share a camera today. But no, works. Yeah, that's good. You guys have your own space at least. We used to be packed into like all three of us at that little table over there, and it was not a lot of fun. You know, Wade takes up all the space over there. Big boy in the chair. Yeah. Yeah, we've got to put the small, like the least amount of muscle mass goes in the middle. So we had to make sure and put Kevin in the middle there. Yeah. No, but this week we're kind of changing things up a little bit, and we're changing how the content is going to sound, look, and feel for the podcast going forward. One, we just have some really cool and fun transitions in the business here with people taking on new roles, but also we're just trying to basically iron out the content as a whole. So what we're giving to our clients at MoveWell, we want to also put that out to the public, but also what we're putting out to the public, aka our podcast, we want that to be a resource for the clients that we serve. So we thought we have all this cool content coming out. Stephanie writes incredible blogs, puts together awesome programs. So we're like, let's just try to put all that stuff together. So, well, it used to be an ultra running podcast, but unfortunately we have a good product manager now who puts out good enough content where we can use it. So maybe it'll go back to, I think it's still going to be an ultra running podcast because we talked about like changing the content up a little bit. And then literally yesterday I had the thought, I was like, I need to get Tyler Kelly on the podcast. So we'll still bring people on.
We love ultra running, but I think I'm excited to give more of the wellness topics to
Yeah.
our audience. I think it's great. We talk about a lot of good stuff, and I think it all feeds together. And if you like ultra running, you like running, all that stuff, I still think it's wellness topics.
Oh, yeah.
It all feeds together.
Mhm.
Wellness is just being able to thrive, to live well, to be your best self. And I think all this stuff we're talking about, all running, to life, parenting, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think we definitely will still have podcasts where we bring people on and we bring guests on that have done cool things, that have different perspectives than we have. People like Tyler, but then also trying to lean on a lot of our staff, like Stephanie and us in this room here, and our practical experiences and the things that we have done and what we've learned from it. So today will be kind of a quick hit episode, just kind of talking about food budgeting, and based on Stephanie's budget or blog that she wrote was simple savings on your food budget. So what are just some easy, quick, non-demanding ways to start saving money on your food, but just make smart purchases? And Wade's over there smirking, so I know there's the smirk, Kevin, the infamous smirk. You just never know, man.
This is a stupid topic, or
I don't know.
I'm excited. I love food.
Yeah.
And I love balling on the budget.
All right. Yeah, I think we all appreciate balling on a budget. So, but yeah, I think leaning on Stephanie's topic and also to get some context, all of our content is broken out into monthly stints. So for example, the month of July is about financial wellness. So for the whole month, we are basically divvying up each week of the month of July to a different topic. So this week specifically, it's about saving on your food budgeting. And then next week, it'll be something different. I think what we found in the past is like, we talk about financial wellness and then we just talk about very general financial topics and nobody can really relate to that. But now we're like, well, people want to know how they can save money on their groceries, what are some easy, quick implementation tips to save money on your food each week. So I think that's exactly what this week is. And Steph made an awesome blog and we'll put it in the description of this video and the audio, again, called Simple Savings on Your Food Budget. And we have about 6 talking points that we have on here. I'm just going to go down each one and we'll kind of all give our take, but I'll use my discretion to see who I think needs to take the lead on each topic. So I think number one, I'm looking at Wade right here. Buying foods in bulk. Buying foods in bulk. Buying foods in bulk. No, but I think just talking about, and I think we all do this, just leaning on buying whatever proteins, pastas, rices, veggies in bulk, especially based on the size of your family. So what are some things that you all do, Wade? Like, factor in like meal prepping and then your dinners for the week. What are some best practices that you do to buy foods in bulk, whether it animal protein, rice, pasta, veggies, etc.?
So we're lucky. We grew up in Kentucky. We get access to a lot of farm meat. So we bought half a pig. We're looking at about a quarter cow, just to stock our freezer more, right? So it's at least you're understanding where your food's coming from, where it's processed, and you know it's doing all of that. You just know that we're getting high quality meat. So for us, we spend a little bit more money when we buy in bulk because we're buying high quality meats, and that's kind of where we focus on more of our non-negotiable. We'll pay a little bit more for just higher quality protein, and then the rest of it we'll backtrack as much as we can. So we'll either do that, either if we're buying a hog or buying a cow, or we'll just go big grocery hauls to like Sam's Club, wherever we're in. I mean, I live in a small town where there's only 2 grocery shops that are pretty expensive and don't have much organic, like grass-fed, grass-finished type beef, if you're looking at that. And we have to travel a pretty good distance to actually be able to get high-quality food. So we are able to, if we are out of town, if we're in Bowling Green for work, from the Owensboro to Louisville, we'll make sure that we plan a trip around that as well to go shopping, just to buy a lot of food in bulk for our family, and then freeze the rest of it, and then just haul it out wherever we need it. So yeah, that's a big push on it. We don't have a deep freeze, but we got two refrigerators and nice freeze zones run down.
Yeah.
I'm in the look for a deep freeze.
Okay.
So if any of our listeners has one to sell, let me know. I'd be more than happy. I want it to be stand up. I don't want one that's horizontal. So I definitely want one vertical one. Wait,
Yeah. Well, wait. I say I have one, but it's like the chest freezer. You know, it's horizontal way, but I'm I'm only 6'1". You're what, 6'3" or something? So no. Yeah, no, so it doesn't bother me, but having a deep freeze does go a long way because my grandparents, they always buy in bulk. And so anytime they come to visit, they'll bring extra ribeyes or beef or whatever. Or whenever we go to Sam's Club, we've been buying like 5 pounds of beef at a time. We're only a family of 3, so we'll just throw it in the deep freeze. And yeah, it's like rather than buying it for $6.99 a pound or almost $7.99 a pound at IGA or a Kroger, you go to Sam's, it's $5 a pound for like 85-15 beef, which is really solid.
And we also, I mean, lucky my father-in-law hunts. I would like to hunt, I just don't have the time for it just yet. I'll probably get into it eventually. So he kills us at least 2 years a year. So we got a lot of minutes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's always cool from that.
Yeah. Kevin, what's your take on that? What's your all's tactic? As a family of 6?
We don't do much bulk, yeah. I just have a horizontal deep freeze, you know, it's not
Low level, you know, not like Wade standard, yeah.
we do buy some, you know, I think, what was the question?
Like how we buying foods in bulk. So like rice or pot. So an example would be like bags of rice, pasta, veggies.
We don't really buy a whole lot in bulk. I think what we found when we buy in bulk, a lot of times we waste it, honestly. I don't know. I think it's the nature of our family and stuff, it just seems like, and especially we have so many people to feed, we buy in bulk, and we just run out of pantry space, freezer, and all kind of stuff.
Sure.
So I think we will take advantage of sales. So Amanda does a really good job. Like the program is great.
Yep.
And seeing when things are on sale, she will buy bulk then, but we don't do a whole lot of like Sam's Club bulk and stuff like that. Honestly, we probably should, but we have found it hard to really meal prep and store stuff the right way, so it's not to waste or whatever.
Yeah.
So we kind of stopped doing that. We used to do it when we had just a couple of kids without board.
That's what I was gonna say too. I think it depends on the size of the family. Like for Emily, Leah, and I right now, like it's just really 2 of us and then a 2-year-old. So like being able to buy like beef and turkey or whatever other types of meats in bulk makes it easy because we can put it in the deep freeze and it's good for as long as we want.
It probably makes more sense if we are bigger. We probably should do it. It would make
Yeah.
more sense to do it. I think we just had a hard time from a time perspective.
Yeah.
And then it ends up wasting it.
Well, I think too, like when you think about buying in bulk, like buying fresh veggies in bulk, like they're probably going to spoil really fast, or other foods that can go bad. But foods you can take advantage of, like if you have the freezer capacity to buy beef or ground turkey or whatever other type of meat it is and store it, like that goes a long way because then you can just the morning of or the night before, you're like, hey, we're going to make meatloaf tomorrow night. Let's get a pound of frozen beef out of the freezer, set it in the fridge, thaw it out. So I think from that perspective, and then also the perspective of 3 to 5 pound bags of rice, big bags of rice go a long way too, because if you're going to meal prep, but also pasta, like I've never really eaten a lot of pasta. And then once Leah was born, it's so easy and they love it. Yeah. So that's been huge for us, but yeah, deep freeze is big, but just if you're like, wait,
a lot of like dry pantry items.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's perishable stuff. It's hard to buy that stuff. But we also have a delivery service that comes to our hometown. It's a personal farm. It's out of Utah. And it's all organically made, and it's super cheap for for some things you buy in bulk, so we get like bulk flour, anything like that we need for baking. We're able to get that.
Mm.
So there as well.
Nice.
Sometimes the Amish here.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy, they have like some of their stuff. I'll have really, really cheap. big bulk.
Super affordable, yeah.
And then if you do have to pass to the store, produce and stuff, we used to do that a lot. We could buy a bunch of stuff from them. They had organic produce, way cheaper than regular produce.
Way cheaper.
Then we would freeze some of that. We used to do some candy and those kind of things. Because again, I think we will do that at some point. Just the extra time to do it. Just kind of some stuff.
Yeah. Well, and kids' appetite, what kids want to eat is like,
Yeah.
or you make all this food and then it's like, God, it all goes to waste because they don't want to eat whatever you're making.
Right.
Yeah. The next thing I had was, are there any, and this is probably like a quicker answer question, but are there any stores you all have shopped at that you found is significantly cheaper or like works within your budget better?
I love Aldi.
Aldi?
Oh,
Okay.
man, I love Aldi. You know, I've noticed that, like, I feel like we don't shop as much as we used to because, well, they do pick up now. They used to not do pick up. I think we got rid of Kroger.
Mm-hmm.
But I have noticed some of their quantities a little bit smaller, some of the stuff, but I just find they save a lot of money at Aldi. I like Aldi a lot.
What about you, Wade? Anything in particular for you all? I know it's different being in a smaller town.
In
Like,
our hometown, we have Albertsons, we save a lot in Albertsons, it was our groceries.
Mm.
Close by.
when you lived in Bowling Green,
We're out of town, when I was in Bowling Green, we were
Kroger, yeah.
Kroger, you know, I mean, we would shop around whatever we needed. Sometimes when we had more of the time, we needed all the vegetables at Kroger, whatever was cheaper that week, man. We
Yep.
were in that payoff mode and finding whatever was cheaper at that point in the month. So we just kind of went where the deals were for that week. We don't have a true leads wherever.
that's kind of how we are too. Like we do Sam's Club. It's like certain items at certain stores.
Yeah.
What's nice about Sam's is like we'll buy there like every 2 to 3 weeks. It's not like a weekly shopping haul. Like our weekly shopping haul is Kroger, and we've been leaning on ClickList, like the pickup order a lot. Because I think if you spend like $35, there's no fee. Like it's free pickup or something. So, and I think that kind of goes into the next point of, and this really won't be a topic, but just like reiterating a point of using and like or leveraging pickup services or delivery services depending on the cost. Like for Kroger ClickList, if you spend like $35 or even $50, which if you have a family, you're going to spend double that plus some every week in groceries anyway. So it's a free pickup service. And I think by doing that, it makes you spend a lot less money on the stuff you're going to pull off the shelves when you're walking around. Like even this weekend, I took our daughter to Kroger, and we were going by the cereal aisle, and I was like, "You want to get a new cereal?" She's like, "Yeah." And I take her down the aisle. I was like, that was $2 a week, could have not spent if we did ClickList.
That's what we kind of save a lot of money in impulse.
Yes, yeah.
And then also Kroger always has a lot of coupons.
A lot.
So we'll make sure like we work whatever in the need. But I think all of it starts with like making
Yep.
you know,
Planning ahead.
strategic. Yeah. So like the months like this summer we've been busy, you kind of get off track with budget a little bit. I think that's pretty common for people. So then it's more sporadic purchases for we need some food we should buy. Like I think I need this, but like when we actually plan food for the week, that's when we're really safe. But
Oh, yeah.
It's nice because you know what your menu is, you find it on there, and you're not wasting any money.
Yep. Yeah, ClickList has been big for us. And we're big on like the Kroger digital coupons too. And it's nice too, if you've never done Kroger ClickList, if you have one wherever you live, like you can click digital coupons, you place the order on the app and then or online. Then when you go pick it up, the digital coupons are already loaded into your order. And they also ask if you have any paper coupons. So it's like you can have more, and it'll just like Kroger's so good about when you type your phone number in or scan your card at the register though, like you just see the price go from like $128 and it like down to like 102. It's like, oh man, that feels so good. But yeah, we leverage Kroger a lot, and then Sam's Club like probably twice a month for certain items too. I know I used to go to Aldi when I was in college, like when it was just me, but it's like on an awkward side of town for us now. So we haven't gone in a while, but I've heard Aldi is solid too with their prices. But you started to talk about my next point, Kevin, which was planning ahead, and we'll kind of start to wrap up from this last little bit. But planning ahead, how important is that? Because I've seen it like, and you nailed it. You said the sporadic purchases that will just add up like so fast. And even a family of pretty much 2 people and getting a kid's meal. I mean, you go through a drive-through, it's at least $20 a lot of times, depending on where you're going. So it's like, man, you can make dinner for $8 for your family. So like, how important is it to plan ahead, and what do you all do to do that?
Yeah, we gotta have like the staples that we know the kids we like, and they're budget friendly. I do a lot. We live in Louisiana, so I love Cajun food. So like red beans and rice and jambalaya. I make
Ooh,
it all the
nice.
time, and it costs, I don't even know, $3 something like that. I don't know. you know, so I can make it the same. I can buy a sausage